As we gather here today, under one united front, under the guise of putting our pride aside to become one nation, sworn to the gift of melanin that they once thought was a curse. But it's magic.
Look at the lights and the fixtures, but don't you forget it's a bigger picture. He put us in the pot and started mixing. 300 billion people made all different. A lot of people born gifted. A lot of people change when the earth shifted. And some will never see the vision. And that's the difference from being alive and just living. Such a crazy time that we live in. If you don't pay attention, you get filled in. It's time we stand up, so we're the real men. Ain't no peace treaty here, we taking back the land. We did it once, we can do it again. 10 toes, I stand, that's a real man. You gotta hold your nigga down. And if you black, say it loud.
As we screaming loud from the tallest peak, linked up in this web tied to the heart of the streets. Sheesh. And I only got 3 letters. SOC. Stay on code to the end of the road. Let's go.
I am kissed by the sun, I'm highly favored. I reflect God, I mirror the creator. I keloid scars, my father is your savior. I built this world, pick me for my labor. I turned stone into pyramids, mud made villages. You find me where the living is. Cave dwellers bring ignorance. How you rope them off for they nonsense. They lying to you, teaching you black is a curse. Before they trickery, you control the whole earth. You invented math, language, and science. Our melanin is a miracle, don't deny it. On the shoulders of giants, our ancestors God. They even enslaved us, but we fucking survived it. Tables will turn, so stop your crying. I'm so proud to be black, I'm nothing without it. Yeah.
As we ride, one time for the culture that never dies, we rise. In this nation, where the education is built on a foundation of lies. We rise. We rise.
You can paint it vivid when I picture this. My skin is Vizio, I'm the difference. Picking through the channels, I'm the guy. Got me surfing through my life like a tide. The journey is a ride. No wonder why I'm thirsty. Life is full of pride, but never showing mercy every day that I provide. It's like that never curse me. We done with picking cotton while you really trying to work me. Should've been rich gods and men. Instead they giving you more bars and pen. Just face it like cut scars on chin. Never even, it's more odds to sin. I'm melanated to the flesh. I don't need your color scheme when it's branded on my chest. I'm staying up for being that. If you represent a god, stand up for being black, motherfuckers.
So we salute to those who blaze the trail beforehand. We stand right here balled in the fits for power, for the vision, for the unspoken symbolism that parallels the mission. Melanated vision, melanated magic. Ride out. No pride out. Yeah. BTBG, Black System Mafia, New World. BTBG, Black System Mafia, New World.
Body to beat global. Hey, we ain't playing with you.
DopeVoiceMusic.com.
I wanna celebrate this life forever. I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury. I wanna celebrate this life forever. I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury.
The money keep me motivated, but it's more than just paper. I like the feeling, the greatness, houses and a lot of acres. The pressure's for me to make it. Them chances I gotta take. I know God, He will never forsake me. So many fading away. Blake stay on top of his game. The haters, they taking aim. That's just the life of a king. Watch what you let them see. They watching and clocking your dreams. Stopping this body. I leave this music, just rock them to sleep. I'm trying to be something special, so my people proud of me. But my princess in print, and I do the shit for my queen. The black cars and black cars. Barbecue in the backyard. The reason
luxury.
If you want the best, you gotta get it. Couple hundred in your pockets won't get it. Gotta be about your business. Please remember, fuck niggas, fuck bitches. They ain't with you, just forget them, get your digit. And watch how quick you flip a million. Flip a million to a billion. If you with it, then you feel it. If you feel it, tell them niggas I'm by my paper, fuck your feelings. Bitch, I gotta feed my children. I must admit it, I don't get it. How a nigga don't wanna be 50 damn rich. I want my wife riding in a big body like a hoodie. Nothing like a big mama. Bass hitting like thunder. Spending commas all summer. Boss still chasing money. I gives a fuck cause it's nothing. It don't matter cause I love her. I keep a big gun on me. Couple goons that act fool. That ain't even go to school but surgical. With the tool. Keep the booth on the bus. Make hits when I move. That's how you pull up on a nigga. Like what it do, what it do, what it do.
I wanna celebrate this life forever. I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury. I wanna celebrate this life forever.
Let's get it.
I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to Vibe and Talk with your boy Boss. We in the building as always. What's up, Doc? Trip C's, RJ in the building, Shayna in the building, GB in the building, Double Rainbows in the building. The Lioness is in the building. Yeah, even Derek's in the goddamn building. That's what the hell I'm talking about. What up, Jayville? What's happening? Appreciate y'all for sliding through, man. Appreciate the love. Questman is in the building. What's up? Soul Journey of Life is in the building. Yeah, man. I decided to go live, man. Just to talk with my people, man. You know, vibe a little bit, play some music. Just chat with y'all, man. If y'all got anything, you know, want to, touch on, let me know. Let me know. You know, my live is your live. Mi casa, su casa. Y'all know how we rocking over here. You know, we're going to touch on, the elephant in the room for most of us anyway. So let me just play this real quick.
He goes by Grandmaster Jay.
And Grandmaster Jay, the leader, Grandmaster Jay.
Johnson brought the NFAC to Louisville twice at the height of the protest over Breonna Taylor's death. He's facing federal charges, accused of pointing an assault weapon at police back in September.
Y'all know what our rules of engagement are, right? We don't point our weapons at nobody unless they point them at you.
NFAC leader John Johnson, known as Grandmaster Jay, is now in the Oldham County Jail on federal charges. Court documents provide these two photos from September, the day before the Derby at Jefferson Square Park. Police say it shows Johnson holding an assault rifle pointed towards law enforcement officers on the roof above him.
To use this and to make this move speaks of ridiculous, racist, unfair policing structure in this city. Grandmaster Jay is a national figure. So this once again makes Louisville look like the hot spot of racism.
And all y'all thought we was gonna show up with torches and burn the joint down. That was figurative. It meant that we would burn down something, and we burned down the Wallace.
Grandmaster Jay is still in custody.
Grandmaster Jay is still in custody.
For the first time, a Louisville police officer has been found criminally responsible in the killing of Breonna Taylor. Former Detective Kelly Goodlett pleaded guilty to a charge of conspiracy yesterday in federal court. She admitted conspiring with another officer to falsify the search warrant used in the raid that led to Taylor's death. The 26-year-old EMT was shot in March of 2020 after police burst into the apartment where she was sleeping. Goodlett resigned earlier this month after the Justice Department announced new charges against her and 3 other officers. The others are accused of civil rights violations, conspiracy, obstruction, and use of excessive force.
Why do you think it's necessary to carry weapons?
I'm not going to answer that question unless you ask that question of every other race that carries weapons, every other civilization that has gone into other countries with weapons. The police carry weapons. Weapons were invented to defend oneself. So it is only common sense that we carry weapons to defend ourselves. It is not a question. It is a necessity.
How would you describe the state of race relations in America right now?
Pathetic. There's no other word. It's pathetic.
We know you got troops, so go ahead and send them. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Gotta say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we know the case has been reopened for Breonna Taylor. Thank God to the federal government for seeing the fault or the bullshit or the undercover agenda that they got going on in Louisville. You feel me? I don't know if y'all heard that whole article, but that dude say for the first time in Louisville history that one of their officers have been charged for some shit like this. That doesn't mean necessarily that's the first time they did it. It's the first time they got caught. And tell me why you think they got caught. I can give you my opinion. Boots on the ground. Why you think they arrested that man? They wanted him up out of there. You causing too many problems for us. You causing too many problems for us, Mr. Grandmaster J. So if the federal government found that they had some bullshit going on in Louisville, that they are corrupt department, then they need to let Grandmaster J go because he wasn't there for shits and giggles. We seen straight through that shit. Think about it. The enemy will always try to silence the goddamn truth. And that's what they tried to do. So we got to stand up for GMJ, man. We got to stand up for that brother. They got that man in there on some bogus ass charges. And we know that. So now, just like the Ahmaud Arbery case, Jackie Johnson, she tried to cover the shit up for her buddy, the father McMichael. Now in my city, they going back and revisiting every case that had her name on it and letting people go. That's how it should be. If we find you being corrupt in any case that has your name on it, now we have to think about what else you done. What other bullshit you've been a part of. Now I don't know if y'all heard about the guy from Louisville who stood up for Breonna Taylor, the activist who they say killed himself. I ain't gonna go deep in it because I don't want to take my lie down. That man ain't kill his goddamn self. They mad. They mad. Oh motherfucker, you was a part of this shit. Oh, we coming for you too. Now I don't have no proof at all that somebody killed him. But why would you kill yourself after what you set out to have done happens? Now, if he did kill himself, God bless his soul. My heart goes out to him and his family. That shit don't sit right with me. No. I was born at night, not last night. What up, Marley 13? Anti-Jeffrey McCrae community. What's happening? Balance in the building. Appreciate you for sliding in. Yeah, like Questman said, he represented us. Now let's step up and represent him. It's only right. It's like a barter system, but deeper. We family. We are family. Now you got one of the officers now who's, she done turned feds on y'all ass now. She's going to testify against you because she know what was done and she know it was wrong. Of course, she want a lighter sentence. That's a smart thing she could have did. Damn right. You better. She know how serious these crimes are. She know what she is being charged with. She can get life for this shit. Whether you pulled the trigger or not, you was a part of the plan. See, what I'm starting to notice that they notice that our black people are starting to wake up. And you can't piss on our head and say it's raining no more. We ain't falling for it. They see that shit. No, it ain't like that no more, bro. Play this next jam real quick, man.
Talk that shit.
Hey, grab a seat and listen close. Cause y'all niggas off key, like missing notes. You tend to glorify the dope, man. You take the money from your hand while it's freedom on the ropes, man. Now that's a joke, man. Protect your folks and let them know, man. We must survive in this cold land. It ain't nowhere to go, fam. We just roaming on this lonely road. And when we win, we take a toast in. The gatekeeper keep letting dummies in. Our president, he's not intelligent. That's the reason we in hella shit. The fuck, we gotta settle this. Just ride along, so baby, settle in. I hope they know that we ain't scared of it. We not tripping over medicine. See, Dr. CB, he was relevant. The earthly herbs, they was prevalent, but nobody would tell us this. See, common sense, some people miss it. Got us once, my nigga, but we won't fail again.
I got the call, I've been sent the mission. Many trails can lead to one road, trying to expand the sense of vision. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's hard to close them. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's more devotion. I got the call, I've been sent the mission. Many trails can lead to one road, trying to expand the sense of vision. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's hard to close them. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's more devotion.
They tell me follow suit, but I don't dress them up. It's just the way to bait you in, then confessions come. I'd rather lead the pack to the meal meat, so we can all eat from the same beast. Niggas claiming blocks, but they don't own themselves. Like people purchase water and everywhere it's well. It never makes sense or even add up. When they tax you for a thought to keep your bread up. And I'ma stay humble to this other nigga. When this other nigga tell me that it's other niggas. The world's been a trap, I'm a underdigger. I overstand the levels, y'all standing under niggas. Niggas brain stuck up on a spin cycle. Like Dirty Diana, no offense, Michael. Searching for a vision, I'ma see the light. And I'ma make it make sense, cause I'm the author, right?
I got the call, I've been sent the mission. Many trails can lead to one road, trying to expand the sense of vision. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's hard to close them. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's more devotion. I got the call, I've been sent the mission. Many trails can lead to one road, trying to expand the sense of vision. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's hard to close them. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's more devotion. Things have changed after the narrative shift, and it all changes. Caught up in the mix, like can you coexist? Or is the pressure just too much to handle? I just hope you got the sense of vision to detect another scandal. And it done been a long road, but I can't fall, no, not today. Part of the plan is to expand. When the shit tough, get right back at it, pick it up, tell them about it though. Yeah, what? Subtle senses. Feeling like a pit bull with success on the outlier while I circle the fences. That shit deep there, that's just a dose of imagery so we can be clear. I took some time to reconsider life, cause if I didn't, that'd be the same as laying up with a bitter wife. Something gotta give, what it's gonna be, so it's all on me. Do what's best for my sanity, I got the call, I've been sent the mission. Many trails can lead to one road, trying to expand the sense of vision. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's hard to close them. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's more devotion. I got the call, I've been sent the mission. Many trails could lead to one road, trying to expand the sense of vision. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's hard to close them. Eyes open, now I'm thinking more, it's more devotion. Yeah, something don't feel right. Oh, one last thing. Now ride out. It's been a long road, trying to find my sense of vision. Ride out. Yeah, that felt better. Shout out. Guidance music. Guidance on the slap.
That was Sense of Vision. Another song, another jam off of Inspired 2, made for you. But before I continue, I want to give a real big shout out. I have to do this to my supporters and my members. You know, I'm going to name just a couple, and I'm going to group them together because it's a lot. And I don't want to miss nobody's names. Big shout out to Lorraine. She's a member and a huge donator to my platform. I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart. My cousin Renee, another huge donator, supporter, and a member of my channel. Without y'all, I couldn't keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. So I just want to acknowledge y'all. Double Rainbow, Marley 13, all my people in green, Miss Fifi. I just want to take the time out to say thank you. You know, thank you very much for what you do and your support to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. It definitely helped me to go live and keep putting out these videos, music, or whatever. I just want to say thank you. All my members and anybody who support. Miss April, appreciate you. Miss Leslie, she ain't even in the building. I thank her. You know, my brother YJ, New. They rap with me and they members on my channel. That mean a lot to me, man. So I want to tell y'all thank you. I know it's a few more I'm missing. Miss Q. I know she don't be on here a lot. She don't even come here and she still support. She don't even listen to the music like that and she still support. So I want to thank all of y'all, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Anybody I miss, forgive my brain because I know what you do. Shauna, shout out to Shauna, Miss Carter. She support as well. I'm glad that name just popped up. Thank you for your donations as well. I appreciate y'all all. See my brother Ja Biggs in the building. Little Cuz Ledge in the building. What's going on, Cuz? But yeah, man, I'm really starting to notice that our people are waking up. And just know it's gonna get harder because this is a satanic world, whether you believe that or not. Whether you believe it or not. This ain't my home. I'm just visiting. I'm just visiting. When the Most High come back, hey, I'm going with Pops. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. That's my main goal. When I leave here, I'm going with Pops. You feel me? Salute the True Crime and other stuff in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Questman saying I'm just passing through. Y'all make sure y'all go cop Questman album, man. At least go run them numbers up on his on all the platforms. You know, it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. I don't know if he got it on YouTube or not, but it's on Apple Music and places like that. Y'all go support the brother, man. He's for the cause. Midnight Thoughts with Questman. Y'all check him out at midnight. But I said that because you want to show gratitude. You want to show appreciation to people that have your best interests at heart. And Grandmaster Jay, he ain't have to do none of this shit. He ain't have to do none of this. Some people don't like his ways. Some people don't like his personality. But it's more than that. It's the bigger goal. Is what you should be focusing on. You'll go in the army. You'll go in the army and they'll talk to you all kind of goddamn ways. Boy! And you'll take it, right? Hell yeah. Because it's the final goal. You're trying to get that check. You want the benefits from going to the army. You using the army or the services to get your education paid for. It's the bigger goal is what people focus on. What makes him different? Nothing. That man ain't got time to babysit no goddamn body, man. Everybody can't lead. You have to learn to be a follower before you can even decide to try to lead. You feel me? Appreciate that, cuz. Appreciate it. If you for the movement, do what you can for the movement. Whether it's go live and promote, get the word out there, provide the lessons that you learn from GMJ lessons to you, or provide what you know to be right for the black community. Look at you, Shayna. Look at you, Shayna, showing that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Shayna, man. Appreciate the love. I do have my Cash App and my PayPal pinned at the top. If you don't want YouTube to take part of that money, send it to the PayPal and the Cash App. But regardless, I appreciate what you did. You ain't even have to do that. But thank you. Let's go ahead and jam this out. You know I got to.
Why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. You broke the contract.
Body to be global.
It alone. They breaking my soul. So awaken, they know. As we staying on go. I'm attacking my people. Black and amigo. They treat us like zero. They stalk us where we go. They say that we freeload. They owe us some C-No. We know that we gotta go home. So we turning up and cowards ain't nothing. We on to something. We are not frontin'. We know that we gotta go home. So we turning up and cowards ain't nothing. We on to something. We are not frontin'. We know that we gotta go home. Just enough fun, baby. We will come up. I think we had enough. Need to start us some work and take care of my brother. Protect all our mothers so we can move further. We know they don't love us. We know they not for us. Been 400 years and the truth they still cover. We must love one another. Then they can't touch us. We know that we gotta go home. So we turning up and cowards ain't nothing. We on to something. We are not frontin'. We know that we gotta go home. So we turning up and cowards ain't nothing. We on to something. We are not frontin'.
Yeah, you gotta go hard, man. That was Justified. Another banger from Off Inspired 2. Before I bring up my guest I got in the background, I just want to say something, man, just to let you know how serious support is to me and showing love to my people. Everybody who has a YouTube page right now that's in here that show me love, you can ask every last one of them. Now, if you got a YouTube page and I don't know about it, please drop your link in the chat. 9 times out of 10, you probably got a wrench because I fuck with you. You feel me? But I support and make sure I go tune in to everybody page. I don't care how small it is, how big it is, I don't give a damn. That's what it's about. If you out hustling, putting in your work, whatever your work is, whatever it consists of, you might be pushing out stories about the world, or you pushing out stories about GMJ, you support his movement. Hell, you can be part of the true crime community. Hell, you can be fucking playing video games. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna make a way to get there. Last night I was in a meeting with John Q and 54 Keys, and I seen Trip C's go live. I couldn't really talk because I was in the meeting, but I clicked on the goddamn link on my other computer just to show her love and just let her know I appreciate you supporting me. I'm gonna come over here and support you. Why are you saying that, Blake? Because I don't see that happening around everywhere amongst this family, and it should be happening. We have to support each other. I don't give a damn if you're white, black, green, blue. If you got love for me, I got love for you. That's how it should be. That's how it should be, point blank, period. If I haven't been to your channel, please drop your link in my chat, please. If you ain't blue, let me know, because these names that I done seen, pretty much I know all of y'all, and I fuck with y'all like that. Just want to throw that out there. But let me bring on my first guest. And remember, if you do click that link to come up here, panel, etiquette, respect, all that. Y'all know I have a fucking mental issue when it comes to people interrupting people. I might just drop your ass down because that shit bothers the shit out of me. So let's bring on my first guest. Here's S. Carter. Welcome, Shayna, to the building. What's going on, Shayna?
Hey, family. I just want to say, family, and I love you all. Y'all like my real family. Sorry. And I come to y'all I came to y'all tonight because I really have an issue. I have a YouTube channel, but my YouTube channel is, I don't need subscribers because I don't want to do any of that. So I just did that so people could damn, but I don't care if nobody ever, I hid it so people can't really find it. Because I ain't gonna never go on it. But my question is, if you don't mind me asking, because y'all are very intelligent, and I thought I was intelligent, but I got a 14 and 25-year-old, and the 25-year-old, if you don't mind me, she done went to 2 colleges, Ivy League colleges. She stays with me. The 14-year-old, because I don't want to digress, because I want both of them in the mix, because I know Queen Lorraine in the building. And I'm going to drop right out the chat after I say this. Okay, so the 14-year-old, she thinks it's normal to get $30 cups of coffee. And the 25-year-old, who's been to 2 colleges, 2 Ivy League colleges, she thinks it's okay to tell me what's wrong in life, and I'm 52. But she lives with me and I pay all the bills. They ain't never got a whooping. That's probably the problem. I try to talk calmly, and then they think I have issues. I'm not a calm person. I ain't never said I was a nice person. I'm not. People have to tell you nice. I'm not. I'm not a nice person. I'm aggressive, but I'm calm. Always calm. They said I don't have emotion.
Calm
They
and
don't.
aggressive. Okay. I gotta hear this shit.
I'm very calm, and I'm very, like my daughter, I asked her to put up some water. She spent $30 on a cup of tea, and I asked her to put up some water. That $30 is 2-3 weeks worth of water. And she said, I'll do it. I'm tired. And I stood there like a drill sergeant and made her put it up. My thing is, how do you control kids that they ain't bad? They're not bad, like in the sense how you say they out there doing stuff. They so smart. My daddy used to say they dumb. They got that book sense, but they have no common sense to me. And every time I say something, they think, Mama, you losing your mind because you was in the military too long. Mama, you doing this. Mama, you doing. I have a daughter, and I'm not trying to be funny, that's 14 years old. And I told her to write the story about GMJ. She can do that. She has she go to a school where her teacher is a screenwriter in Hollywood. I said, baby, I'll help you do it because, you know, I do English. And she said, no, I think I need to go to college, go to get my master's, then go. She wanted to be a medical, what's that? Metaphysics. That's what she's going to school for in 9th grade. She said, no, I want to go to college. I want to get my master's. I want to get my PhD, then get a Pulitzer. I said, well, why can't we do it now? My other daughter is an English major, debate team president for years, Miss Senior, 5 years of ROTC. I don't want to do it no more, Mom. You can pay that $55,000. I'm just saying. My daddy used to say, if you can't take care of your house, how you gonna take care of the world? I'm trying to help the world, but I can't handle my house. Could somebody help me? And then I'm finna just drop out the chat. I don't even need to talk no more. Could y'all just help me? I'm going back in the chat, putting back on the Bluetooth because I need some help tonight.
All right, I got you.
I love you, fam.
You know, I'm glad Ms. Carter brought that up because, you know, me and my baby mom, we have conversations about our daughter all the time. And they think they know the world. They think they got it down pat. Now, I'm not the type of parent that's going to be closed-minded or just not going to listen. I want to listen to what you're going to say. And it better make sense. It better make sense. But one thing I do know, because I'm from the old school, if you want to have an opinion in this house, you're going to pay a bill. Now, Miss Shayna, I don't know. I know your 14-year-old got to stay with you because she ain't up to 14, but I'm pretty sure you got your older ones. If you got an opinion in my house on how things should run here, you finna break bread. You finna break bread because there's only one queen of this house and there's only going to be one king in this house. If you the prince or the princess, you still answer to the king and the queen. You know? So if you want to go buy you a $30 cup of goddamn tea and have an issue with putting up a $30 pack of water, you finna explain this to me. You talking trash because I bought a $30 pack of water and you bought one cup that was $30. That's going to last you, depending on how long it takes for her to drink that cup. When they want to, you know, walk around like Mr. or Mrs. Know-It-All, okay, and you try to break things down to them so they can see the real and they rebuttal every goddamn time, okay. But I'll tell you what. Light bill due 15, mortgage due on the 1st, water bill due on the 1st, cable bill due on the 15th. Have your portion. You understand? Because the way the world is being ran and put in these kids' face, they believe that shit is how the world really is. Social media, like I always say, is a gift and a curse. It's a gift because it can allow you to make money. And I ain't talking about the scammers. But it also is a deflection to the things that's happening in the world. They will throw something else in front of you so you don't pay no attention to that shit. Find the line at. What up, Uncle Charles? Appreciate you for coming through. Crucial K's in the building. My brother YJ's in the building. Make sure I'm catching everybody who in the building. Balance says, my parents gave us great work ethic on the physical, mental, and spiritual levels. So we learned to carry on weight in real life. Damn right, you have to. And I talked about this in the previous slide. Providing this knowledge to our kids so when they move on and move out of your home, they know how to carry that weight, as you said, or be able to hold down a household, to be able to make sound decisions in the real world. You see, what a lot of these kids are doing is they look at the things that catch their interest. And if it feels good to them, they rock with it, not knowing they're being poisoned by the enemy. You feel me? Fifi say, 25-year-old need to be cut off. No college, then she must work. They need an awakening. That's a real tough decision right there, but I feel you 100%. Because she want her mom to pay for her goddamn schooling, but don't want to listen to what mom is trying to tell her. You're going to have to choose. You want to be the adult and tell me what to do, and you pay for your own schooling. I feel you 100%, Fifi. But as a parent, we want the kid to get the education, so it's hard for us to say that to him. But for me, as a man, as a king of this goddamn castle, oh, you don't want to listen? Oh, you so that's how you really think it is? Well, let's see then. I need that money. Because I already put that money down on your education for the first semester. I need that refunded back. Let me get that. If I don't get that money back, you won't make it a second semester. Because one, you should have did good in high school where you got a full ride. Because I preached it and I helped you. I was always taught a child better stay in a goddamn child's place. If you want to be adult, then you need to make some adult decisions and get out this adult house. I love you. I'm always love you, and I'm going to have you back. But I earned my stripes to say that this is my castle. You haven't done that yet. So why do you feel you got the power to tell me how things should be ran? You haven't lived long enough. Don't play with me. You got life fucked up. I wouldn't tell my kid that, but I'm just telling y'all how I feel about it. Let's go to this next jam from my brother, man. Free GMJ.
And new tonight, an armed militia marches outside the suspect's home.
Well protected, well protected.
You don't win wars by marching and protesting. You win wars by fighting back.
Yeah, I love y'all.
This is the part where I get to say I told you so. When everybody else said, we were crazy, we was over the top, that we was making stuff up, but a lot of people don't realize that also was the moment that galvanized the start of our movement. It was from Brunswick that the NFAC blew up, and then the next time you saw us was at Stone Mountain. A lot of people act like we popped up at Stone Mountain, we was in Brunswick first. I'm up in the building. It was the Brunswick issue first.
Some of these people be talking, and they ain't really about that action. We faced with a whole bunch of problems, while the blacks wanna add on baggage. It get cold in the world, motherfucker better get your jacket. If I happen to pull out my ratchet, better hope a motherfucker know magic. Body just wrapped in plastic, body just placed in caskets. If you're black, then your life just has it. Why the fuck our life ain't tragic? GMJ taught a nigga not to be so passive, so I won't be a weak little bastard. And the truth, I'ma see that faster. No fucking around, we have just entered the chapter. We've been lost, not found. stop that line. And we don't really need no clock.
Locked down, under pressure, with the mask on.
But we back now or never. Motherfuckers better get the ass on. Ain't no sad song. And we won't leave the past alone. Cause the past it done made it strong. Cause the mind never made it home. And they wouldn't leave Georgia alone. Don't be playing me wrong. Cause I keep me a chrome. Better move it along. I don't mind at all if you want a brawl. I can make a call to my big dog. I'm telling you, dog, this ain't shit talk. Wanna cross the line, you get picked off. See the man in black, it ain't shit soft. Put the man on mute, but man, we gon' fix y'all. Thought that we would stop, but man, we got pissed off. Days got changed, it's time that we lift off. Old 25 the day that we win, y'all. We don't give a damn about your agenda. We know you got troops, so go ahead and send them.
After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Better say his name, G.M.J. But you gon' win this race. Better be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out G.M.J. 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 We don't give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out G.M.J. G.M.J. And this the way we rockin'. Bitches only poppin'. We will not let you stop it. Let's go.
They did what they did to him because they thought they could get away with it because they actually believed. They believe. So when you tell somebody you're racist, you're not just accusing them of something that this is a person who holds a certain frame of mind. They believe they're right. People need to understand that, and this is my approach to systemic racism. That's why it's called systemic. It means that there's a system. It's not just one or two people. Yeah, you got those three people, and they got locked up. Okay, fine. But there's a system. In other words, look at the system that had to work for this not to be heard. This was not the first African-American male or female that has been shot, killed because of some racial misperception. We know that. And the rest is history.
Yes, sir. Free GMJ, man. Operation Bring Him Home. Oh, we on y'all ass. Believe that. You gonna get tired of us calling up though. Yeah, welfare check. Bitch, yeah. We want to make sure he's straight. Fuck you think? If y'all can do this to put him in there, ain't no telling what y'all are try to do while he in there, man. We don't trust you. What you thought? No, boo-boo. You are not to be trusted. But anyway, we're going to keep it moving. Balance said, the truth is life is not easy and we must teach our youth this fact if we truly care. Absolutely. But you know, if you start them off young, and this is one thing I do respect about my cuz, the legend in the building. You start them off young, teaching them responsibility, teaching them the value of $1. If you teach them that young, they'll understand as they grow older. Because a lot of these kids feel obligated because you mommy and daddy. You brought me in this world, you're supposed to take care of me. Facts, you're right. So it's also my job to teach you how to maintain as you become an adult in this world too. So don't tell me how to teach you or how to raise you, because I'm going to raise you how I see fit. You understand? It was a movie. I can't remember the name, but Denzel was talking to his son in this movie. I think I talked about this one time before. He said his son was like, I think Denzel asked him, why you think I do the things I do for you? He was like, because you like me. He said, well, I ain't gotta like you. You are my responsibility. I brought you in this world, so that's my responsibility. I don't gotta like you. I said, well, goddamn, Denzel. But I understand what he meant. I know he loved the kid. My job is to take care of you and make sure I raise you to be an outstanding citizen. That's love in itself. The fuck you thought? That's love in itself. Now, what we have to understand, going back again to balance statement, life is not easy. Y'all look, minimum wage, I don't give a damn if they raise it to $15. The cost of living is going to go up right along with it. Please believe it. People might get all excited. Yeah, we get paid $15 an hour, but we were just getting paid $7.75 or whatever it is. But all the goddamn prices of all the products, the gas, oil, everything, it's gonna go skyrocket. Understand this, people. They will never pay you enough money to survive. That would be too easy. That would be too fucking easy, now wouldn't it? If they paid us enough money to pay our bills, take care of our kids, and hold down a household, crime would go down. Let me say that again. If they paid us enough money to hold down a household, take care of our bills, take care of our kids, crime would go down. A lot of suicidal issues will slow down because a lot of people kill themselves over money. Y'all ain't feeling me, man. Y'all ain't feeling me, man. Think about it. They will never pay you enough money to live comfortably. Because if they did, there would not be poverty, middle class, high class. Well, you know, we might have high class for the rich people who done made it in the NBA, became doctors and politicians and all this extra shit, entertainers. You know, of course, you're going to have those. It would go rich and then everybody else. That's how it would be. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. Because the middle class people, they started in poverty. They had to bust their ass on that fucking low paying ass job to move up. They had to slave themselves to move up to get that extra pay to move from poverty to middle class. Now they're making enough money to survive. Not to do all that extra extravagant shit, but to survive. You feel me? Check out the chat, man. I'm doing too much talking. What up, MC? Appreciate you, bro. Salute. I'm sorry. When I see these names, I just say a name and I'm tipsy, excuse me. Fifi. She said, my son said that. Not sure what you're talking about. But anyway, we're going to keep scrolling. Light brown eyes is in the building. Exactly, light brown eyes. Just pay me what I'm worth. If those people that's in the higher power or higher positions that really control the world, control the masses, just give us what we're owed, it'll change a lot of shit. We would feel a little bit that you fucking care of what our ancestors went through. But you coming up with all these excuses on why you can't pay us reparations, but you sending all this fucking money overseas to them motherfuckers who don't even live in this country, but you can't fucking pay us? You got life fucked up, bro. You got life fucked up. America, United States of America. Make America great again. This is the greatest place on earth. Since when? Might be better than some other countries. Yeah, I agree. That's why a lot of immigrants come over here because, you know, life is better over here. But what about the people that's here? Before you start helping other motherfuckers in other countries, help your people that's here. Because you know this continent was built off our backs. Point blank, period. I ain't trying to hear it. You understand? So if this country was built off our backs, whether you want to call us black, brown, yellow, green, blue, I don't give a damn. Blacks, pay us what you owe us. Quit coming up with all these motherfucking excuses, man. Quit coming up with these damn excuses because we ain't trying to hear that shit. Welcome in, Shrinking. Sharon, appreciate you for coming in the building. Appreciate that. Who you talking about, Legend? That dude finna get off. Who you talking about, cuz? Give me a second. I'm getting a little heated over here as I even think about this shit.
I am. Yeah. I say I'm built to last, yeah. Put me through the fire, a hurricane, I can stand through the storm. I ain't going nowhere, get used to me. Most folk, they ain't made this strong. Got longevity, I'm built to last. Maybe in a rush, trying to build it fast. Was steady with the process, I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last.
It take a lot to walk in my shoes, and I'm a proud dude. Never keep weak niggas round you. You thinking that they proud of you, but secretly they down on you. You thinking that they there for you cause they hanging around you. Now think about it, where you was when they found you. The same boat that they was in, y'all was drowning. But I was built off a solid foundation. I was college bound, Jason, I found that y'all hate me. I think they lured you to my greatness. I think it's sad how many participate. See the haters so blatant, they not strong, they won't make it. I got the heart of an ox, I can take. See, they can't relate. How I was raised, I can't take a break. And I be catching all that shade, I can even taste it. My time valuable, I can't waste it. I'm built to last, pimping faces.
Put me through the fire, a hurricane, I can stand through the storm. I ain't going nowhere, get used to me. Most folk, they ain't made this strong. Got longevity, I'm built to last. Maybe in a rush, trying to build it fast. Was steady with the process, I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last.
True story. This past year was a test for me. I had a lot of bullshit that was stressing me. For 9 months, I was living in my mama house, sleeping on my mama couch, wondering when I'ma bounce. My oldest daughter made me feel she ain't love me. Relationship had blatantly turned ugly. My old lady plus my other 2 kids, all in a sister crib with nowhere to live. How the hell we get to this, I don't know. Mama taking money from me all on the low. It's hard being a man when you're trying to provide, doing all that you can, but the stronger survive. Then I realized I was built for adversity. The real gon' relate, that's why Blake got a verse from me. Soon I got a phone call saying I've been approved. God say, pack your bags, get your family and move.
Ladies and gentlemen, controllers in the building with Body to Beat Global. We are in the building.
Most folk, they ain't made this strong. Got longevity, I'm built to last. Maybe in a rush, trying to build it fast. Was steady with the process, I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last.
My journey's been a long ride. All these potholes in the ground, you know I don't lie. You know the pressure that it brings when you're trying to spread your wings, but the weight make you don't fly. I done heard the birds chirping moonlight. I was from the curb in the noon fights. Niggas all broad in the daylight. We ain't bad niggas, we don't sleep right. Wake them up, neutral, they be sleeping on them. Them elevated thoughts that be leaking on them. See them trying to spread it like the facts, so instead of taking that, I can show you how to keep it dormant. I done been in wars with the devil. I can train you, it's nothing for me to help you. And he don't want this foot up in his ass, cause he know I'm built to last. In the past, he just
put me through the fire, a hurricane, I can stand through the storm. I ain't going nowhere, get used to me. Most folk, they ain't made this strong. Got longevity, I'm built to last. Maybe in a rush, trying to build it fast. Was steady with the process, I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last. That's why I'm built to last.
Ladies and gentlemen, Body to Beat Global.
Built to last. Another banger off of Inspired 2, man. Yes, sir. I want to welcome my big sister in the building, the Lioness. What's going on?
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings, family. I've been listening, and Shayna, I got a 14-year-old too, and a 13-year-old, and you evolve as they evolve.
Look at you, Shayna. Stop it, Shayna. Stop it, Shayna. Woo.
I got confronted with a situation the other day, and I didn't grab my little plastic bat. I didn't grab the belt, but I did. What I did was grab a cup of water. And remember when we were younger and the dog
You still
thing
there?
anybody would do is grab a hose and put water on it. It breaks the mindset. Well, my 14-year-old got water in the face. It broke the moment. It broke the thought. So you can't hear me? Oh.
No, I just think it's a lag. It's a lag. We heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? It was a lag. That's all. Go ahead. We listening. Can you hear me? All right. Well, I think she got an issue. We'll keep the show going until she I guess until the lag catch up. I don't know how to say that. Okay, here she go. This might be better. Give me a second. All right. You there? Can you hear me, Linus? I think we still got some type of communication problem. I'm gonna leave you here. 9 times out of 10, you'll probably start talking in the middle while I'm talking because of the lag. But we know how it goes. We'll get it together. No problem. Everybody saying peace and blessings, Lorraine. I want to just say thank you again to Shayna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll talk about that off camera, Shayna. Don't even worry about it. I just appreciate you. I do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Linus, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
Can
I
you hear
think
me?
you coming. I think you coming in real super late. What up, Edit Again Media? We'll get it together in a minute. Peace and blessings to everybody in the building, man. I think I do have a meeting at 10, so I do have a hard stop at 10. Y'all know we got the round table coming up real soon. With me, John Q, and 54 Keys. We actually are setting up the date, which I believe it will be this Sunday. But if anything change, I will let you know. But be prepared. I dropped 54 Keys link in the chat earlier. I'll drop it again because that's what a round table will be this Sunday. Like I said, if that changes, I will let you know. Y'all don't want to miss this one. Ms. Linus, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good.
I think you just had a
What I
lag.
was saying, did you hear any of what I said before?
Yeah, we heard everything you said.
Oh, okay. Well, what I was saying is that you you break the momentum of where they are. You're not necessarily going to change the behavior, but you break the momentum, and they have to go in. They have to think in another direction. And it's almost the same with children, without comparing them to animals. Um, um, I've got two daughters that never got spanked, and both of them are rotten because I didn't want to be the bad guy, but they didn't get enough discipline. They didn't get enough discipline, and so they felt like they were entitled to a lot, and they didn't realize how much they had to work for everything. Then when they found out how much they had to work, actually work and earn what they got, they were mad at me because I didn't teach them. I didn't tell them, but I didn't have the right method. And then too, our children aren't like everybody else's. I listened to I think Dr. Amos Wilson, talking about the brain patterns and everything, and how for our children, learning is playing. I had talked about that before, but it's it's hard. Each individual person, each parent has to know their child, and have to figure out how to deal with them. And like I said, I didn't pull out my bat. I didn't pull out my leather strap, but that cup of water sure was a surprise. It sure did the trick. And she just started with junior ROTC, and I was telling her about the discipline that was required, and she had to learn the code. And I said, so you'll learn that for them, but you'll be disrespectful in here. Wait till they start inspecting your uniform. Yeah. Wait till they start inspecting your uniform and checking out the shoe shine, you know, and you'll do that for them, but you don't have it for here. So, like I said, you have to deal with each person individually. And then I got a 13-year-old that had a friend that hadn't really been around since for the last 2 years, um, because everybody was isolated, you know. And so now they're going to the same school again. His friend is a year behind. Well, he invited him over tonight, this evening after school. His grandfather brought him over, so he wasn't loose out on the street. That's good. He came back and got him too. But in the meantime, a 13-year-old is pulling out noodles. The boy has had noodles before, but he never had to cook them for himself. And he brought him on in the house, and he grew about 2 feet. But I wasn't covered, and he's not a little boy, and he's not a relative. So that was very uncomfortable. So he's got to learn some lessons about that. If I'm not related to the man, he doesn't see my arms, my legs, my hair. I cover up before people come in the house, or if they're on the porch, I come inside. And he hadn't been paying attention to that. I thought he knew, but I didn't tell him that. So he's got to learn a harsh lesson about that. Either you keep your friends outside, or you let me know that you're bringing them in. He fed him noodles. It was like he was feeding a stranger, a traveler. Muslims do that now. You can't come to my house and you've been on the road and you not be fed something. I didn't even get that courtesy when I went to Kentucky for my oldest granddaughter's wedding. We traveled all the way from South Carolina, and we got there. They didn't even offer us a sandwich, a cup of water, nothing, not nothing. And the pastor of the church is her uncle, so I told him about it. Muslims don't do travelers like that. We feed people. We don't know what they didn't get while they were on the road. And
Right.
so anyway, like I said, you have to you have to know your child and how to deal with them. And the next time he just busts up in here with somebody, I'm gonna get the strap, or I'm gonna get my blue bat, and deal with him. Teach him how to respect the house and his uncovered Muslim grandmother. Yeah, yeah, but
Now,
that's all, Shana. I feel you. I do.
I want to ask you something, Lorraine, on something that you said earlier while you were speaking. It just caught my ear, and it's something that I noticed with my mom as well. We know, you know, I know, because we're from. I know your generation above me, but I come from that generation that was raised, that was a part of your generation. They raised me. Why is it that the discipline changed? Because you stated, they don't get disciplined because you don't want to be the bad guy. Our parents or my grandparents didn't care about that. Why has that changed? I don't understand that. Can you explain that?
Yes, yes, I can.
All right.
It's the education system, the educational system. See, growing up in my time, we were around the military. We had to speak proper English. Um, we had to get certain grades, and we had to behave a certain way. We got we got beat like everybody else did. They didn't play with us, but the standard of education was different. And at one time, in order to protect the male child, the mother would dumb him down in the public, and that was a carryover from slavery. Oh, that boy's so lazy. Oh, that boy's so stupid. Oh, I can't teach him nothing. But that was to keep him from being taken away and used someplace else. So that kind of carried over, and my generation was supposed to behave and conduct themselves almost in the same manner. You couldn't act ugly in public. You couldn't talk back in public. You didn't run through the grocery store. You didn't have a tantrum if there was something that you wanted that you didn't get. You got your tail beat either in the store or after you got home. We used to get the evil eye. When we got that evil eye, that one eye twitching and the other one closed, we knew we were going to get it when we got home. So it's a discipline thing, and it's part of the educational system. And our mindset is different from society's mindset. It's supposed to be, but all this time we've been trying to fit in and be like them, and expect our children to be like them. Now, we spoke ghetto when we got to St. Louis because they teased us and said we talk like white people. We talked how we had to talk, how we were taught to talk. And then when I got down here, it's like I was in another country trying to figure out what certain things meant. And it was like a code. We didn't complete, they didn't complete whole words. They didn't complete whole sentences. But now everybody talks so proper. Everybody speaks the King's English. They do. They do. And it was like a requirement in order to fit in order to be accepted. We still aren't accepted, but the discipline is gone. The discipline is gone. We tried to give our children what our parents couldn't give us. They gave us what they could, and now nothing's enough. Nothing's good enough. So we did that, but the generation. I know your mom, your grandmother, and your mama too probably tore your behind up when you did something wrong. That's why you said you stopped being bad.
Damn right. All it took was one ass whipping. That's all it took for me.
Yeah. Some people got to be beat daily.
I want to play a song real quick because I see my boy 1/3 is in the building, man. Y'all done heard him. Y'all done heard me play several of his songs, and if y'all never knew who was on the song "Frenemies" with me, this is 1/3 who's in the building, man. Salute to 1/3 for sliding in the building. Let's check out "Frenemies." We got Miss Lorraine in the building, dropping jewels on your ass. Let's go.
So you taking this angle, huh? Boss, I can rock with it, my nigga. Yeah, let's go. Hey, There's a lot of motherfuckers out there, man, that wanna see your downfall, man. But guess what, man? We too strong for that shit, man. We built different, nigga. Let's get it.
Gotta keep a close eye on my frenemies. I call them fake friends, they be killing me. Problem, I pray to God that he said he's free, and I don't know why they won't let me. I don't need another damn enemy, and I don't need a damn vibe that they see the same. I tell them beef, God said, God said, gotta fight against the system already. Too many haters that we dealing with daily. So it don't make no sense for me to make a nigga trip. If you ask me, that just sound crazy. I'd rather kick it in the crib with my baby, cause I don't need another nigga acting shady. I'm trying to see a couple meal, trying to pay off these bills. I don't need another nigga trying to play me. I wake up every morning glad to see the day. Too many people struggling to make a way, so I pray every day that he set me free. For some goddamn reason they won't let me be. Cause every day I get sick of saying niggas gon' change, but they don't, they just stay the same. Nigga really lame, so I stay off in my lane every day, every day. If you was smart, you would stay about the way. Gotta keep a close eye on my frenemies. I call them fake friends, they be killing me. My problem, I pray to God that he said he's free, and I don't know why they won't let me. I don't need another damn enemy, and I don't need a bad vibe that they say the same. I tell them beef, God said, cause I don't need another enemy.
Niggas rockin' with Tizzle, I give a fuck. Take the nerve of most opinions and wipe the sweat from my nuts. It's high demand out for these organs, but niggas ain't got the guts. Wish you diminish from the distance and try to help you back up. Ain't feeling that type of love. The emotions get you fucked up. What type of satisfaction you get from the stunts that you pondered up? Wanna see your biggest haters upload your quest to Facebook. You think that your post ain't seen, but them eyeballs tell it enough. Your story tell on niggas, just hope that they wish you up. I'm 6'5", the nerve of niggas who think they can overlook what I can do. Got many thinking and maybe they overshook. I ain't pressed about these here findings you see from Mark Zuckerberg's book. It's poison to most men, but it altered my whole outlook. Being social's at a low due to social media crooks. Conversations lost its value, just thought I should say that much. Niggas hard behind all them screens and reality's out of touch.
Gotta keep a close eye on my frenemies. I call them fake friends, they be killing me. My problem, I pray to God that he said he's free, and I don't know why they won't let me. I don't need another damn enemy, and I don't need a bad vibe that they say the same. I tell them beef, God said, cause I don't need another enemy. Cause I don't need another enemy. God said he's free.
Hi, Kino.
I'm too blessed to be at odds with you demons. Every time I talk that real shit, they say I'm preaching. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Cause I'm too blessed to be at odds with you demons. Every time I talk that real shit, they say I'm preaching. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. I'm in the clouds, this my sky cam. Proverbs 17:10, rebuke is more effective to a wise man than 100 lashes to a fool. That mean you willing to take correction. It's really just how you move, it's really more about the lesson.
Philippians 4:6. Don't you be anxious about anything. You should believe that you can make it with prayer by any means. So follow your dream, no matter how hard it may seem. Pimp, you got God on your team. Pain is a part of the scene. What you see is a mark of the beast.
Some I'm trying not to see. Colossians 2:8. Don't let them capture you with empty philosophy. Oh man, I call that folly. Weight on my shoulders and shit, my brain feel like the dolly, can't trust anybody.
And that's the truth, I wanna spit it back. But it says in Mark 11:24, I tell you whatever you ask in prayer. But see, my people don't believe, cause my people been deceived. That's why most of my people leave.
I'm too blessed to be at odds with you demons. Every time I talk that real shit, they say I'm preaching. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Cause I'm too blessed to be at odds with you demons. Every time I talk that real shit, they say I'm preaching. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach.
When I feel like I'm lost in the mist, I read James 1 and 6. When you ask, you must believe, no doubt. That's what it is, that's the ones who doubt. It's like a wave from the sea. It goes up and it come right back down. No make believe.
Vision long in Psalms 119. Joyful are people of integrity. That shield of anointment feel like some weaponry. It's war in the streets. I can see they aura. New age, how to make Gomorrah. That's the reason why we preaching to them. Preach, brother, preach.
It can get hard just to make amends. But 1 John 4 and 7 talk about what's a real friend. It say we need to love one another. For this love to come from God. Tell me why it's hard to love your brother.
He looking down saying, preach, brother, preach. He looking down saying, preach, brother, preach. He looking down saying, preach, brother, preach. He looking down saying, preach, brother. I'm too blessed to be at odds with you demons. Every time I talk that real shit, they say I'm preaching. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Cause I'm too blessed to be at odds with you demons. Every time I talk that real shit, they say I'm preaching. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach. Fucking let me preach then. Preach, brother, preach.
I can't sit back and just watch my people fall. I can't sit back and just watch my people fail. It ain't in my DNA. But I guess because I speak positive and got a message in my music, people don't want to hear that.
Preach, brother, preach.
Now, I don't claim to be a teacher. I don't claim to be a preacher. But I got a voice and I'ma use it. So if you call what I'm doing preaching, then I'ma keep on preaching.
Yeah, I'm proud out. I'm proud out. I'm proud out.
Yeah. Preach, brother. Preach. That was Preach. And of course, that was Frenemies with the homie 1/3 who's in the building all the way from my city. But I believe he's in Atlanta or Texas. One of them. He in one of them goddamn places. Appreciate you for sliding through. We got I need to check my email to make sure I still got this hard stop real quick. But we're gonna bring on our brother Quest Man who done slid through the door. What's going on, Quest Man?
There he is.
Peace and blessings. Salam alaikum.
Peace and
Shalom.
Peace and blessings. Alaikum salam.
I heard somebody talking about preaching.
Hold on 1 second before you go there. I want to give a shout out to Marley 13 for the donation. It's Carolyn Jackson for the donation. April for the donation. I appreciate all y'all. Leslie B for the donation. Man, this is love. God damn, man. I appreciate y'all. Well, go ahead, my brother, man. I ain't mean to cut y'all.
I was just just passing through. I'm hearing all these deep heavy songs playing, so I figured I'd stop through. Birds of a feather and all. I want to make sure I shout out, our brother who's behind bars right now, who's under bogus charges. A black man, a melanated man that stood up for the family. You understand, in a way that nobody else did at that particular time, leaving me with the question to these that would be naysayers. If standing up, suited and booted on Stone Mountain wasn't the way to go, if standing up on there in the streets of Louisville, Kentucky wasn't the way to go, if rolling through Lafayette wasn't the way to go, you understand? If representing for Ahmaud Arbery and so on and so on wasn't the way to go, please do tell us what's the way to go, OU naysayers.
They don't know. You gonna hear a bunch of crickets.
Right, exactly. So I'm just saying, all these people, they want to sit behind that desk with their mess and whatnot and say this, that, and the other, but nobody's saying anything meaningful, only letting us know that they really ain't on this side. They can have all the decorations, all the adornments, and all this, but at the end of the day, it's actions and words that make that help to identify just what kind of a person you are. Some of these people, we didn't even have to use the Scooby Doo tricks on them, pulling off that ghostly mask because they've been representing exactly who they are. That's the only thing I can give a shout out to them for is that because of what they've done and said, we know who you are. You
Right.
understand? So they're not; these aren't mystery matters, as opposed to folks that might be behind the scene, you know, in the mainframe. They're saying they're waving the red, black, and green, but behind the scene they're working against the dream, so to speak. But these people, man, and then the thing the reason why I'm saying this is because, and I want to shout out to our sister K Money for standing up for herself. But as I always say, we got to represent and we got to make sure we look out, especially for our sisters, um, because I believe that's one of the duties of the melanated man. Um, that we look out for our sisters. When people come off the road, you know, targeting our sisters, we need to make sure that we've spoken a word to the right in their defense.
I agree with you 100%, 1000%, I should say, because like what I do see, and people may have their thoughts about some women, but it is the women who stand strong. It's more of the women who standing strong for GMJ than it is the men, and that's the sad part about it. Now, we know some women may be standing for a different reason, but I ain't talking about them. You feel me? But for those, you got like the Minister of Information. You got all these people in the background who's doing work, solid work that's really go hard, who don't need to be recognized publicly. Those are the people that I respect the most. Not saying anything about K Money because K Money do what she do. She grinds. She been doing this shit for years.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people that we do know that just do it just for the clicks and the views. We ain't talking about you. We talking about these people who standing 10 toes down in the paint for this man who have donated.
Exactly.
And y'all know who y'all are. Who went to Louisville, who been turned around several goddamn times because they kept changing the goddamn date.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about them people. Them people who don't know what to do, so they just give. Sometimes they giving they last. Those the people that I'm talking about.
I can remember when we went down there. Well, speaking of one of those times where we were down there and they had changed the date, and this, I didn't really have any knowledge about how Kentucky's system worked. We showed up. That was the date they gave us, and just folks came up. But the thing that we kept on asking, like, well, where's everybody? Because there's like a handful of us that was there. Like, where's everybody? Something like this, the street should be, camped out with media and people and brothers and sisters, and it was just a handful of us down there. And so even the day when the trial began, you know what I mean? It was a select few. And the thing that bothered me, and it bothered me to this day, is like, when somebody's representing a vital part of our um, liberty, if you would, for lack of better words, but a vital part of our liberty, somebody stood up for that. And yet just a hand few. And I understand that everybody can make the journey like that, but when you got something of this magnitude, it's like, how can I put it? It's like, going into a restaurant where the salad costs more than the unhealthy foods. You understand? It's I don't it's something like that. I'm trying to, make a similitude, but it's like, we're willing to pay less for the cheap stuff and not invest in the better stuff. And in this particular situation, something that was more meaningful And we're about to see come these years because the FBI, all these people are really digging in and grinding in on any type of organized body of intelligent black brothers and sisters. You understand? Brother Amali, salute to this brother, salute to the sister that's also part of his organization. You know, the brothers and sisters who've really been on the grind representing us on all walks. Brother GMJ is the supreme commander, that's present tense, you understand, and past tense of the NFAC, the only black militia in the United States of America. And I'm
Right.
trying to find out, well, if that wasn't enough of a reason to step up, I'm looking in the Rolodex for any other black militias that exist.
Now I want to since we own this, I want to ask Lorraine, what's your thoughts on what we're talking about when we're talking about the support for GMJ? What's your thoughts on this friendly conversation, as I should say? Can't leave McQueen out.
It's interesting. It's interesting because for all the people when everything was comfortable, when he was doing his morning mentals and the midday muse and facts over feelings, everybody was comfortable. Um, what I didn't understand is how all of a sudden everybody was speaking Hebrew. I know very little Arabic and no Hebrew, and it's like, okay, I know, I I I couldn't understand that, and you know, some of the things were out of context. Anyway, some of these same people are still saying the exact same thing, and nothing has changed. The sister that's running for governor down in Georgia sent an email asking for people to help her get $900,000 by Sunday, you know, to help her win this race. And it's like Grandmaster Jay hasn't gotten past 300,000 yet. So what happened to all these people? Um, so you know, what are you doing? You're still saying the same exact things, but what are you doing? My feelings were hurt when I found out that he had been convicted and how everybody cried. And I thought, that's exactly what the cracker wanted to see. He swept them boots on the ground and 10 toes down right from up under them at their knees, and they gave him what he was looking for. I thought, how brave are you? Oh, I'd have stood up, held my head up high, and walked right on out without saying a word. But to cry in front of them, shoot, you think I'm cold and I'm hard? They'd have seen that then. They'd have got my behind. They'd have seen was my behind, leaving them standing there. All the wussies, all the crybabies. That wasn't the time to do that. That was too emotional. We are too emotional. We're too forgiving. We accepted that. No, I didn't. I'm still mad about it.
You know what, Linus? I mean to cut you off, Linus, but I'm just agreeing with what you said because at first when you told me that, I was like, damn, Linus cold as shit. But to be honest with you, I believe GMJ didn't want that either. Because GMJ is a man who stands on morals and principles.
Of course.
Right.
And he understands that this was a possibility and he was prepared for it. So he expected for his troops to be prepared for it and not stop running for what we've been running for so long, but keep going hard. You think you gonna make us stop because you locked him up? No, we gonna go even motherfucking harder for this.
Right.
That's what he wants.
You know something?
Yes.
On that day when throughout the week he was doing this with us, but specifically on that particular day when you know he was when the verdict was getting ready to come out, he brought us all together and we had a area that we went to, and he brought us all together. And one of the things he pointed out was, like, look, this thing could go sideways. This thing could go a certain kind of way, and he kind of gave us some words of wisdom, so to speak, that kind of calmed everybody down a little bit. You understand? Because you could just see everybody that was there. Everybody had this facial expression. You know what I mean? It's like a mixture of agony, a mixture of concern. Just a whole bunch of things. And at the same time, that will to hold on. Everybody had that facial expression. So when that moment came that they were getting ready to announce the verdict, you understand? I mean, even up until that point, everybody they just wanted to hear the verdict. People were saying this, that, and the other. They wanted to get to the point. People were literally on the edge of their chairs. And when they did hear the verdict, it was like it was explosive. You understand? Hearts were explosive at that point. I mean, even some of the soldiers, you understand, had to shed some tears. You understand?
Yeah.
When they saw this brother get cuffed up,
Yes.
you understand, and led away, and it was like him going through that door. I can see it like right now, as if it was yesterday. Him going through that door, it was like you just knew that things were about to change, and you knew that something, you knew something serious had happened. You understand? You know, like when somebody, you hear news of somebody made, like when Malcolm X got assassinated, right? That would have been something impactful that the people in that area, when news got around, hearts would have been touched. When this situation, you understand, when that brother walked through that door, you understand, I mean, hearts were touched. Hearts were touched. People, I mean, tears were coming down, and it was just it was really a thing that was a challenge to grasp. You understand, for many of us that were in there, we held on, but I mean, it didn't stop some of the sisters from releasing. You understand, releasing the stress, releasing the tears. It didn't stop some of the brothers from releasing the tears. So I'm just saying that at the end of the day, it was something that tied it let my heart know, my spirit know that, look, when you're in the right situation, when you consult the heart and the heart's in agreement with what you're doing and where you're at. You understand? With the people that were around us. The thing that I liked out of all that day, if there was any good thing of how that day turned out, is when we gathered together in that lot, and we all reminded each other. You understand? It was just a handful. I think about maybe 30 or something of us. Just a handful of us. And once we knew who was what and who was doing what and all that, you had certain ones of us stand up and reassure everybody. Like, look, it don't stop in that courtroom. It didn't stop there. NFAC still here. Brothers and sisters are still here standing up, boots on the ground. As you say, 10 toes down. Nobody was
Absolutely.
wanting to give up. It didn't matter. Nobody, you didn't hear anybody give any words of tapping out, cowing out, giving up. Oh, I'm done. I'm none of that. You know how people do when things look like it's getting serious. They want to tap out. Like, man, I ain't down. I ain't doing this no more. Everybody was still on the team. Everybody that left that parking lot left on the team. You understand what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. Hey,
So yeah.
Yes.
you said
Yes.
you said a lot then, and God
Well,
don't want
another
no
thing.
quitters on the team. Go ahead, Lorraine. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know a lot of gospel songs or anything, but one song, and I couldn't even tell you any of the chorus or the main uh, lines or anything to it. But what comes to my mind is "Oh Mary, don't you weep." Oh Mary, don't you weep. Now, I'm talking about how I would have done if I had been there, but I wasn't there, and I know how it felt and how it looked to me, like
Yeah.
the slave mother's son being taken away. She didn't do enough to defend him, but crying didn't stop anything. If he was going to be taken away, he was going to be taken away. There
Right.
was no excuses she could give for him being slow, retarded, or anything like that. And the only thing that keeps coming to my mind is, "Oh Mary, don't you weep. Oh Mary, don't you mourn."
I tell you what,
Yep,
then. I tell
yep.
you what.
So
I tell you, we gonna do it like this. I always got you. I always got you. No doubt about it. Let me play this little snippet real quick. Y'all remember, Roundtable coming this Sunday. Matter of fact, let's just do this.
Don't moan. Listen, baby. Tell your sister, don't moan. Pharaoh's army. All of them men got drowned in the sea one day. Yes, they did. Mary, Mary, don't weep. Tell Martha not to moan. Don't moan, don't moan. Yeah, if I could, if I could, I surely would. I'd stand right up on the rock. Yes, I would. I'd stand right where Moses stood. Yes, I would. Pharaoh's army. I know you know that story of how they got drowned in the sea one day. Oh, yeah. Jesus said, Mary, Mary, don't weep. Don't weep. Tell your sister not to moan. Don't moan. Don't moan. We're gonna review the story of two sisters called Mary and Martha. They had a brother named Lazarus. One day while Jesus was away, that dear brother died. Show me where you buried him. Show me where you laid him down. And when he got there, Jesus said, for the benefit of you who don't believe in me this evening, I'm gonna call it 3 times. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. He said, Lazarus, hear my voice. He got up walking like a natural man. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Jesus said, oh, man, don't you leave. Go on home and don't you and your sister moan. Don't moan no more. Because you see, Pharaoh's army, they got drowned. They drowned. Martha, don't you moan.
Man. Appreciate you for giving me that idea to play that. Powerful song. Very powerful song. Don't cry for him.
And if I heard the whole song, I would probably sleep in church. I never heard all that before. I got tears in my eyes listening to that.
Hey, I had to man up for a moment too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know what I was thinking about is that song right there. It makes you. I mean, I've heard some of these songs before, growing up. But when you hear them now, right in our present time, given what's going on or what's been going on and how hip we are to the matter, you understand? All these type of songs are now heavier on a brother's heart. You understand? Because it's like they're screaming louder to us, screaming louder to the soul because they're so relevant. You understand? If ever there was a time they were relevant, it's in the present time, right now. You understand? So it's like, even though these are songs that came from those who were before us, in the present time, it's like we're singing ahead of our time every time we sing a song. The generations that come later, they're the ones that we're singing to, in a sense. Like all of our lyrics, everything, we're hearing it now. These songs were sung back in the days. And I don't know, I can't tell you how they were feeling then, you know what I mean, as far as what they were going through, because they didn't have smartphones and smart cameras and social media. They didn't have any of that. But yet that song still remains relevant to this day.
That's what you call music that is timeless.
Timeless.
And that's the type of music myself, BSM, we try to do. Something that you're gonna remember us by years to come. And what GMJ is doing right now is timeless. Just like what Martin Luther King did. Just like what Malcolm X did. You know what I'm saying? These are men that stood up for their people. And 2 of them out of the 3 lost their life. 1 of them lost their freedom for standing up for their people. How can you not give back to those people who didn't even have to do it? It's just like, God, he don't have to forgive you. He don't have to be merciful, but he loves you. His love is everlasting. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? We go through beef and drama and petty arguments and disputes amongst one another that can be resolved with a I'm sorry.
Right.
But people got too much damn pride to even say I'm sorry. And truly and genuinely mean it. Don't tell me you sorry just to shut me up. You have to understand, when you know you are wrong, accept it. It doesn't make you a bad person, because we all make mistakes. I've made several in my lifetime. I can't take them back, but I can make it right.
Right.
And for the people that's out there that's trying to just bash him for what he's doing and calling him a fraud and a scam, man, go kick rocks, man. And ask yourself, what am I doing with my life to make my people's life better? Then you'll realize you need to shut the fuck up. Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the pain is there. The pain is real. I mean, that's all there is to it. The pain is real. And the thing about, like it's like we're saying now, this is a situation. This is a brother who did put a major dent in time and history. And one of the things the real have to make sure we do is not allow these folks to pass this moment off into the clouds or into the mist. You know what I mean? For a forgotten moment of time. This is history, and we have to make sure not just history, it's our story, and we have to make sure it's etched in stone. You understand?
Absolutely.
Stone that we build on.
Absolutely. I'm gonna play another song. I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity. Anybody else have anything they want to come up and say? This is your opportunity. I'm gonna play a song. If not, we're gonna do final thoughts, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and thank everybody for their support on the page. It motivates me to go harder. Make sure y'all tune in to Midnight Thoughts with my brother Quest, man. You feel me? He be dropping jewels, man. He be dropping jewels. Whether you like it or not, that's what he do.
Yes, he does.
We're gonna play this one more time, man.
He goes by Grandmaster Jay.
And Grandmaster Jay, the leader, Grandmaster Jay.
Johnson brought the NFAC to Louisville twice at the height of the protests over Breonna Taylor's death. He's facing federal charges, accused of pointing an assault weapon at police back in September.
Y'all know what our rules of engagement are, right? We don't point our weapons at nobody unless they point them at you.
NFAC leader John Johnson, known as Grandmaster Jay, is now in the Oldham County Jail on federal charges. Court documents provide these 2 photos from September, the day before the Derby at Jefferson Square Park. Police say it shows Johnson holding an assault rifle pointed towards law enforcement officers on the roof above him.
To use this and to make this move speaks of ridiculous, racist, unfair policing structure in this city. Grandmaster Jay is a national figure. So this once again makes Louisville look like the hot spot of racism.
And all y'all thought we was gonna show up with torches and burn the joint down. That was figurative. It meant that we would burn down something, and we burned down the Wallace.
Grandmaster Jay is still in custody.
Grandmaster Jay is still in custody.
For the first time, a Louisville police officer has been found criminally responsible in the killing of Breonna Taylor. Former Detective Kelly Goodlett pleaded guilty to a charge of conspiracy yesterday in federal court. She admitted conspiring with another officer to falsify the search warrant used in the raid that led to Taylor's death. The 26-year-old EMT was shot in March of 2020 after police burst into the apartment where she was sleeping. Goodlett resigned earlier this month after the Justice Department announced new charges against her and 3 other officers. The others are accused of civil rights violations, conspiracy, obstruction, and use of excessive force.
Why do you think it's necessary to carry weapons?
I'm not going to answer that question unless you ask that question of every other race that carries weapons, every other civilization that has gone into other countries with weapons. The police carry weapons. Weapons were invented to defend oneself. So it is only common sense that we carry weapons to defend ourselves. It is not a question. It is a necessity.
How would you describe the state of race relations in America right now?
Pathetic. There's no other word. It's pathetic.
We know you got troops, so go ahead and send them. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot keep it the same. Better say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race.
All right. Keep making those phone calls. Keep doing those welfare checks. Make sure you go to the website, Justice for GMA. Excuse me, GMJ. Getting a little tongue twisted there. But yeah, we riding for the brother. That won't stop. Everybody in here, I appreciate y'all. Keep pushing the message. Y'all know what it is. We're gonna go ahead and knock out our final thoughts. I want to go support my brother YJ on the BSM page. So let's kick these final thoughts off. Quest man, go ahead, man. Drop your jewels, Pimpin'.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna try to make it concise if that's ever possible. It's like this, family. There, and this is for all, those who support and those who, are straddling the fence, or those who think that they're opposed in some way. A lot of, our behavior, our way that we respond to things, there's been a lot of programming that's taken effect over us throughout the years. You understand? Throughout the years, from movies, from the different types of entertainment things that we watch on the television, a lot of this has really been ingrained deep. And I'm not saying the show itself, but I'm talking about what comes out of that, the way programming works, which I'll talk about sometime. I'll go more in deep in that sometime. But my point is a lot of this affects when we become suspicious. It affects when we become, even when we become convinced of something. You understand? It affects how we see things. It affects how we interpret the reality of things going on in our lives. And so here we have a situation where someone really stood up. If you can imagine, just imagine for a moment that we're just like we are now. We're fully aware that this brother stood up. Imagine an enemy taking advantage of the fact that there is a significant population that doesn't. And while there was something that would have been a clear opportunity for, if you would, the salvation of all involved, but because all involved aren't aware of it, they take advantage and abuse and strip the rights of a brother right before your very eyes, or before your very closed eyes. And this is kind of what's happening here. You understand? Many people are going about their lives, business as usual, doki doki, da 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 da, going about their lives, and so much so that relevant things start to become less relevant. I heard someone talking about a politician who was running for office. We're getting so lost in the sauce as a people, so lost in the sauce. I'm talking about as far as the gravity that it takes to support one another for things that are vital to our existence, our very being, our liberties, our human rights. But those tools, we don't even few of us see them as important anymore, so that we don't respond the way we would normally respond. If a heavy stone was smashing your toe, you would scream out and you would do whatever it takes to get that stone up off your foot, because you know that that's going to pain your entire body and it hurts. But here, as a human body, as a melanated family, it's integral that we have liberties. It's vital that we have, human rights. You understand? Dignity. To be able to say, I'm a person. I have a right to think. I have a right to decide the course of my life. This takes defense. This takes protection as a people. You can't just go out and say, well, I want to be free, without your freedoms being protected. So here we had a brother who was understanding that you can't just have banners and signs and march around and shout and scream and that's going to get the job done. He knew that something had to be shown and demonstrated to let you know that, look, at some point you're going to cross the line, and this is what we're going to have to do. That was the message. We have a right to protect our existence, our being.
Yeah, I'm right.
But what I'm saying here, family, in response to that, we need to make sure that we stay hip to why this is so utterly important. You can't let this drift off in the wind. We can't let this drift off into the wind. And this is definitely no small matter, as many of us have been, once again, as we've been for the last 400 years, led astray, manipulated, as Malcolm would say, bamboozled, and the bamboozling coming right from amongst ourselves. Like the brother said, if key questions were asked to any of these folks, crickets. So all I'm saying, family, don't just be woke, stay wide awake and stand up and keep on standing up and moving in the proper direction. Free Grandmaster J.
Damn right. You heard it. You heard it here first, man. Appreciate you, Quest,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
Y'all make
Peace and
sure y'all
blessings.
go check out the album, man. Just passing through on all platforms right now, man. Quest, man, standing up for the movement, standing up for the cause. No cap, no motherfucking clout chasing. We here for the long haul, and that's what it is. Appreciate you, my brother.
Salute. Peace and blessings.
We're gonna move on to the queen of the goddamn castle. This is the lioness. Drop your jewels, sister.
Well, I appreciate Quest, man. I do. I saw him in person, and he had his children with him. He was carrying his daughter, and he was getting her out. He had to bring her outside and get some fresh air. And he's been on the case since then. You know, I don't know him personally. We greeted each other as we passed one another, but he's still doing the same thing. He's still saying the same thing. He hasn't switched up. You know, he um his late night, the midnight shows. Well, the last one I was up with him the whole time. I don't remember. I couldn't tell you what he's talking about now, but I didn't have to go to a dictionary. You know, I kept up with him. But you know, he's a good brother, and I appreciate him and all that he does, and the teaching that he does too. And it was good to come up tonight. It was I miss it. I'm glad you don't do it as often because it's like it gives my brain and my chest a chance to regenerate. I don't want to say the same things over and over again, you know, because mostly people are going through the same thing daily. And all I can say is be encouraged. And like I said, I'm still trying to get over that song. Like I said, if I heard the whole song before, I was probably sitting up in church, sleep, and not paying attention. Um, but that song brought tears to my eyes, and it's like it's so appropriate. It was like that was a code that was written long ago. For who? Was that for Coretta Scott King? Was that for Malcolm X's wife, Betty Shabazz? You know, who was that for? It's for us now. It's appropriate now. But like I said, we go through the same things repeatedly, like we're not learning our lessons. You know, like we don't remember the sting of that switch or that belt. You know, those were lessons, and that to me that song was a code. And I thank you for that, Bells, man. That was a shocker. That was a stunner, and I still got tears in my eyes. And I'm gonna see if I can find it on YouTube so I can listen to it again. But I appreciate being able to come up, say my little piece, and I pray nobody was offended by what I said because it wasn't my intention. You know, sometimes stuff just happens. I'm human. You know, I bleed red blood too, and I cry tears too. But you know that's not my intention, and I would certainly not want to keep anybody from your platform because of something that I said. You know, I support you the best way I know how, and
Hey.
it isn't being offensive isn't being a supporter. You know. Yes. Yes.
You
And
know me. If you did say anything,
peace.
I holler at you in the background. But if I don't say nothing, I'm rocking with everything you said.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So I done good then, boss.
You've been good.
But
Don't call me
peace
Jumbo.
and blessings to peace and blessings to everybody in the family and the chat for the visitors and guests. I hope you come back. But you know, I just thought about that 1/3. Remember, K Money couldn't say it. She couldn't figure out how to say his name.
One
You
and
remember
third.
that?
She used to say 1 1/3.
1/3. Yeah, one and
It's
third.
one.
Yeah. It's like she couldn't get it right. But it was good to see him. I don't think I've ever seen him up here before. But and then uh Derek was back. Yeah, so it's like things are changing. Things are changing. Yeah, ain't seen Derek in a minute, couple of months. But anyway, I thank you for allowing me to come up and speak to the people. And um, I'm looking forward to the next time, next Friday. But like I said,
Absolutely.
I'm going to see if I can find Aretha. And
If you need me, I'll see you the link. Just type in Mary Don't You Weep. It'll come up.
oh, okay, that's easy. Okay, so thank you. And I'm
Thank
going to
you.
go back
Appreciate
down the chat so I can listen to your closing words.
it. All right. That was the lioness. One thing I can say is the lioness and Quest, man. I can always count on them. I can always count on them. And that's what we need in the black community. People we can count on. Y'all know I used to go live, 3-4 times a week. And I slowed down. I stopped because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm talking to my family. I just didn't felt like it was appreciated. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I see a lot of other YouTube content creators who talk about a bunch of nothing. And they people are so fucking loyal to them. And they talking about nothing. Tonight, when I saw, and let me say this right now, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. I'm not that type of person. Right now, y'all know 2021 kicked my ass. I lost everything. And I always felt like I could go back to y'all. Because y'all is what I had left besides my immediate family. When I felt people was disappearing, I'm like, well, damn. Is God taking everything away from me that means something to me? So I stopped. Because what I do, I always tell y'all, I do this shit for y'all, not me. If it is for me, it's because I get a great feeling inside that I did the right thing. GMJ did the right thing, y'all. Don't leave that man hanging. Don't do that. The odds been against you since you came out your mother's womb. That should make you work even harder to get what they owe us. Oh yeah, they owe us. For every person that has come in here that is not of the black race and you still hanging here with us and you listen to this, big shout out to you. I got love for you too. Because you don't even have to be here. But you still come in here and you listen. And you understand. I'm not one of them people. So I hate all white people. That ain't me. I'm always ride for those who ride for me. Y'all be easy, man. I love y'all.
And new tonight, an armed militia marches outside the suspect's home.
Well protected, well protected.
You don't win wars by marching and protesting. You win wars by fighting back.
I love y'all.
This is the part where I get to say I told you so. When everybody else said, we were crazy, we was over the top, that we was making stuff up, but a lot of people don't realize that also was the moment that galvanized the start of our movement. It was from Brunswick that the NFAC blew up, and then the next time you saw us was at Stone Mountain. A lot of people act like we popped up at Stone Mountain, and we was in Brunswick first. I'm up in the building. It was the Brunswick issue first.
Some of these people be talking, and they ain't really about that action. We faced with a whole bunch of problems, while the blacks wanna add on baggage. It get cold in the world, motherfucker better get your jacket. If I happen to pull out my ratchet, better hope a motherfucker know magic. Body just wrapped in plastic, body just placed in caskets. If you're black, then your life just has it. Why the fuck our life ain't tragic? GMJ taught a nigga not to be so passive, so I won't be a weak little bastard. And the truth, I'ma seek that faster. No fucking around, we have just entered the chapter. We've been lost, not found. Now we got a little bit of backup. Cause we coming with numbers and my people starting to stack up. You don't wanna see a nigga act up. Hey Jay, tell them where we at, bro. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Better say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race. It'll be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ. GMJ, 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 GMJ. We don't give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, GMJ. This the way we rockin', bitches on the poppin'. We will not let you stop it. Let's go. The ball done drop, nigga call them cops. I told you that we called them ups. It's about that time, stop that line, and we don't really need no clock.
Locked down, under pressure, with the mask on.
But we back now or never. Motherfuckers better get their ass on. Ain't no sad song, and we won't leave the past alone. Cause the past that made it strong. Cause the mind never made it home. And they wouldn't leave Georgia alone. And we playing me wrong, cause I keep me a grown. Better move it along. I don't mind at all if you want a brawl. I can make a call to my big dog. I'm telling you, dog, this ain't shit talk. When I cross the line, you get picked off. See the man in black, it ain't shit soft. Put the man on mute, but man, we gon' fix y'all. Thought that we would stop, but man, we got pissed off. Days got changed, it's time that we lift off. Old 25 the day that we win, y'all. We don't give a damn about your agenda. We know you got troops, so go ahead and send them. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Better say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race. It'll be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, 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 GMJ. We don't give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, GMJ. This the way we rockin'. Bitches on the poppin'. We will not let you stop it. Let's go.
They did what they did to him because they thought they could get away with it because they actually believed. They believe. So when you tell somebody you're racist, you're not just accusing them of something that this is a person who holds a certain frame of mind. They believe they're right. People need to understand that, and this is my approach to systemic racism. That's why it's called systemic. It means that there's a system. It's not just one or two people. Yeah, you got those three people, they got locked up. Okay, fine. But it's there's a system. In other words, look at the system that had to work for this not to be heard. This was not the first African-American male or female that has been shot, killed because of some racial misperception. We know that. And the rest is history.